Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, and they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I'm on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, and play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I miss my baby, so I hit them on the FaceTime. I need it all for them, so no, I cannot waste time. Facing these oceans, feel the water on my waistline. We trust the process and I only know it takes time. You can get it, got no worries, I'm gon' make mine. Going global, I'ma get it out the state lines. Paying taxes at a more than what you make now. Different bracket, eating off a different plate now. For my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, if they pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. For my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Came off the bench, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. Time to run it all. I wake up. Yeah. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Time to run it all. I wake up. Flex. Thumb down now. Check. No drip this. Time to run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it. 9 out of 10 roll through my hands, I'm by my lonely. Turned to a savage, now my baby wants to hold me. I love my fans, don't need no friends, I got my homies. Thought I could trust you, I find out you tried to zone me. I'm number one up on that court, I'm Nick McGrady. The first one in, the last one out, can't call me lazy. Put in my hours, send the invoice and they pay me. I need 6 rings like MJ and Tom Brady. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell them run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch, tell them run it all. Y'all gon' make me take that trip way out to Europe. I call up Nigeria, come through in a hurry. Those London boys don't come to play, you should get worried. One false move, find yourself, they getting buried. Dance with the devil, used to love playing those games. Made some bad decisions that brought my mama pain. I made a promise to her, swore that I would change. I'm on the come up, bet I live up to my name. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it all. I wake up, flex, thumb down now, check. No drip this, tell them run it all. No sleep, no rest. Might crash, might wreck. But first I stretch. Tell them run it all.
Good morning all. Yes sir, hope everyone is well, hope everyone is good. Let me see, I'm all systems. Yes sir, happy Monday to everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend. And yeah, let's see what we have going on for today. Take it from there. And start off with the calendar here. So I did put in the exclusive group here in fundamental analysis, apart from Tony's in-depth stuff. I just put a little bit of a breakdown of what we have going on for this week. So July 9th, big day. We're having Trump's basically pause. That pause is coming out of action. He's delayed it, has he? To August 1st. Okay, that's very good actually. So we have the rest of the month a little bit more relaxed rest of the month. So that is actually good. That's confirmed. Are you sure? When did he say that? Let's double check. Let's double check. Don't trust Mirko here, but maybe we can. Yesterday, one of his posts? No, because this was today when I read that. 3 hours ago. Letters and deals with various countries from around the world delivering starting 12 p.m. Come on, man. Come on. I have to fact check you now. Look. So I don't think that's 100%. Yeah, I wonder what happened with professional gamblers. To change how gambling losses are taxed, that some professional and amateur bettors could crush the industry. I don't know how that works. Anyways, let's see if it is. I don't not believe him, but there's nothing yet. But this, nevertheless, this is going to be a factor this week. It's going to be tariffs, obviously. And then obviously how we're going to see about this 5 trillion debt ceiling. So it's going to add $5 trillion towards, yeah, I do believe the Guardian. That's interesting. I do, we are going to add $5 trillion more of debt. Okay. So how is that going to impact the market? Long term, not short term. Interest rates, because of job data coming out strong with NFP last week. How is our central banks going to talk about rate cuts, or are they going to hold rates longer? And then obviously a little bit of tensions rising again. Safe haven asset swings, which we have seen from this morning. So a little bit of what in focus for this week. Let's go ahead and do the analysis. Today, start off here on gold weekly time frame, closing bullish here at support. Current weekly making a bottom wick. Daily time frame closed bullish as well, but now we're breaking the low. We spoke about this in the webinar about potential setup 3 on the daily, so we are seeing that come through. We're sitting at this 310 level, which was an old daily support. 4-hour time frame is closing bearish nevertheless, so today is a mixed session bias. Let's bring back some levels here. We do have a big clean candles here, but this has been a sticky zone here, basically above the 3300s. Once we're below 3300s, not too sticky, but this has generally been a sticky zone. So I'd like to bring in this previous 4-hour support here. P4, not price, man. Let's have a look at 1-hour time frame here as well. So 1 hour created a support. We have a 1-hour support here as well. On S, high chance this creates a support in 4 minutes here. So I'm gonna mark it. I know it's possible that it's not a support yet, but honestly, in my opinion, it's a high chance that we do create a support from here. 30-minute, we have a resistance here. 30, and then 15 gets messy, unfortunately, as I do remember briefly looking at it. Actually, no, not as messy as I thought. I'll take that back. So we do have a 15-minute resistance here. I honestly prefer to buy outside the range, so above this 15 here for buys, and then to look to fill this range back up to the 4-hour. That would be nice, especially if I see structure, since we're mixed bias. Otherwise, I'd be looking for, there's even a possibility, yeah, Forex.com has issues. There's even a possibility for sells if we reject the top of the range, create a change of structure. So we're going to see how that forms in here. 1 hour time frame going to be important. Do we close above this resistance at the moment? It's looking really likely that we will change structure here, and then maybe we can see how that ends up forming. Now, based on a 1 hour, you could look to play this bounce from here, try trade towards the upside, but we're very bearish in structure, so you're literally calling a reversal. that happened back here. Look, even change structure, broke the high but failed, right? And then later tried a little bit higher, eventually failing. Every time we've had these bounces, they've failed. So we are pretty bearish structure. We don't have even a 4-hour candle giving us a bullish candle to say we're ready to reverse. Every time we've had a bullish candle, remove drawings, that's been a better sign. Bullish candle with rejection. We've had a short-term pullback. Bullish candle, short-term pullback. Bullish candle, start of the pullback. No bullish candle here. So this could essentially start the downside move. You know, we can't just say that this is going to be a reversal point, nor is there enough information on higher time frame to say that. But we can start to look for buys, especially if we leave the range. Now, trying to buy inside of the range right now, from here back up towards the top of the range, is possible. But what I want to see is I want to see like a thunderstorm or something, just to give more confirmation, because it is pretty complex to buy in the range when everything is bearish. This is technically going to be the first break of structure, because here we have a lower high, lower high, lower high, lower lows, higher low, and then potentially now in 2 minutes a higher high. So we will see if this closes in 2 minutes. It looks likely it will close above, but you know, last 2 minutes some business can happen. So I prefer to see at least maybe a 5-minute retest or something to give me confidence to buy in the range. Otherwise, I feel like it's a little bit of a forced trade for 20 pips here, 36 pips stop loss, which we could just reject like we've been doing all in current price action. So looking at DAX here, unfortunately, I cannot use my Forex.com charts. There is a data issue today on Forex.com charts. So I have shifted over to a random chart I found. This is done by IG. Looks pretty similar to my broker. So I'm keeping this in. I'm not using FXCM because the 4-hour candles are wrong. But let's mark up DAX, see what we're going on. So previous daily here, closing bearish here. So bearish daily close on DAX here. Now, if we're looking at 4-hour time frame, we have a bullish close. So it is a mixed session bias on DAX. 4-hour resistance sitting up here. 4R. See some of the 1-hour zones here. We have a nice little 1-hour resistance here that we're rejecting at the moment. And then we have a 1-hour support down here, which was the gap. So if we want to refill this gap here, let's see what we got going on. 30-minute, I want to see where this 15 resistance is. So let's move this to this 15. Buys above there, gonna make sense. Wrong 4-hour and IG. All of them are 1 hour. It's only a 1-hour difference, so it's not gonna make it too bad compared to something that's like 1.5 hours, 2 hours, and 15 minutes off. Those 15 minutes are weird. Owanda is only the correct one. Let's see Owanda. What is it called on Owanda? Let's see. Yeah, that looks better. But does this 4-hour look like my broker is the question. Yeah, that looks way better. So we'll use Owanda. Good shout. And I'll just remark quickly. But this 15-minute, how many points is that on my broker? 5 points. And on this broker, how many points is this? 8 points. Wow, it's a big difference. 9 points. It's almost double, man. It's double the difference of my broker. That's double the difference. Is German 30 same as German 40? Yes. Nah, this looks completely... Double is crazy though. Mark on broker? Yeah, I'll just have to mark on broker. Anyways, this 1 hour support, potential sells below this 1 hour support. We could look for one more. Gap is technically filled on my broker. The wicks, maybe I think it's tiny, not filled here. Let me see from gap to gap. Yeah, like 6 points not filled the gap from here to here. So we could go a little bit deeper. Below here would make sense for that. Just below this little 5 minute. Right now, we're trying to dip below here. If we do create structure after filling the gap, we could look for buys as well. If not, then buys are going to be above this 15, which is a little bit low on broker, so I'll be basing it on broker. Otherwise, that looks good. In terms of that, little bit of a tight range here, so I kind of want to be outside of where we are in here unless we create good structure. Right now, we're rejecting off this previous 15 minute right there. So potentially, if we create structure, we could look for an aggressive sell down towards that. Pretty clean on 5 as well. So if I see 5 pull back, create bullish, and then close below here, I will maybe consider a sell there as well, below this 15 here as well. And yeah, that's basically what I'm looking for in terms of DAX here as well. And have a look at GJ as well. We're gonna have problem with broker feed, so let's mark Oanda here. Daily time frame here, previous daily closing bearish here, so bearish candle close here on daily. We're seeing 4 hour time frame here, close bullish, nice change of structure on 4 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame pushing up here, 30 minute time frame pushing up, 1 2 3 4 candles straight. Let's see what we got going on here. 30 up here. See what 15 is saying. 15 set up 3 here, but at resistance above here looks good. So if we can get above this 30-minute resistance here, that's where our buys are going to come through. I'd love to see one more structure made just for stop loss placement, and then to look for the buys above here. So that's pretty simple plan on GJ, to be honest. If this volume continue, will be good. Would be pretty straightforward. Can buy back into this zone here. Just double check that on 1 hour. Yeah, that looks so good. 30 minute looks good as well. It's the same. 15 here, so that would be your target. So yeah, pretty simple plan. I'm looking for buys. We are mixed session biased, but I'm not going to be looking for sells till we get probably below here, unless I see some major changes of structure. But it gets very tight here. A lot of 5 minute supports here. Look at this. Very hard to sell into that many 5 minute supports. It's totally bullish structure. I don't want to do anything too crazy and just try to call a top here when a lot of momentum is coming towards the upside. So that's the plan here on the charts. Let's see what ends up happening. Gold did close above here. Gold did close above here. We made a long wick here, rejecting at the moment, tiny bottom wick. 1 hour does have a setup 5 as well. So based on 1 hour, it does make sense here. How big is 1 hour stops here? Break of high. Let's have a look. 98 pips here for stops. Could get away with 80 pip stops. Target here is about 80. So it's like a 1-to-1 for max target. Do we have that in us today? The problem is higher time frame, we're actually bearish. We're not bullish higher time frame. We're bullish higher time frame. I take that with my eyes closed, but we need to focus on what higher time frame is telling us, not just focus on one setup that's happening on lower time frame. So once we understand these things, that's how it is. I saw your markups from last night. Too early to see session trades, but as an overall analysis, it's fine. But too early to be like, okay, let's try find some session trades. Now we can see the session forming. Honestly, I prefer to buy above this high here because this will just get us out the range. We're not too far from it. Break of high, we're only about 18 pips away from that. And at least that can confirm we're outside of the range. And if it wants to fake out, we're going to find that out pretty quick. And we could hopefully manage at break even if it wants to fake out. Or we know that we're just wrong and can be wrong fast instead of sitting in this range all day waiting to be wrong or right. Which is way worse because you're just like, it's so hard to manage those positions because if it pulls back, you're not technically not wrong just yet. You know, so that's how it is. So yeah, let's go. Check German 40 Think markets. We'll use this for now, and then I'll just look at broker. It's not that far off, just a couple of pip differences. You ever watch Breaking Bad? I don't know what you're watching online, man. That sounds like some knockoff of Breaking Bad, and it sounds like a knockoff in the wrong industry, bro. I don't know what videos you're watching, in what industry, Breaking Bad, but Jesus Christ, man, I do not want to see, especially if they look the same and they're doing the same stuff. Like, damn, you know, really not what I want to be watching. So I don't know what fantasies you have, but really, I think you need to focus on watching better things with your spare time. You know, honestly. Honestly. Breaking Bad, bro. It's a masterpiece show. Oh, man. I'm telling you, man's on different level today, bro. I've heard of Breaking Bad, but I haven't heard of Breaking Bad, bro. This is different industry we're talking about. One we're talking about Hollywood, the other one we're talking about, I don't know. Different conversation, that. Just finished it. I'm sure you have, bro. I don't need to know any more details. So yeah. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the analysis. Leave a like on the stream. You know the drill. Hate to say it, but part of the game. Yeah, hate to say part of the game. Get the likes up to 150. I would appreciate that. Giveaway still at 700. DAX is rejecting from our support. So if we do get below here, that's where the sells are. And then the buys. I mean, on this chart, it looks like you can buy from here to here. But there is one thing I am considering, is that wick fill there. That wick fill is definitely interesting. So maybe if we get above on my broker 865.49, 865.5, which is that previous resistance, then we look for the wick fill. That would feel a lot better. Go fill this gap up here. Damn Estes, bro. We're gonna cook. He watch every season? I'm sure, bro. Look at this rejection from here. So it seems like a bit of a liquidity grab here. 5 minute luckily has structure. Even during that liquidity grab, it's created this little structural point here. I see there's a resistance here. Yeah, the more and more, yeah, man, I think above this 15 is going to be great, but I'm going to take it based on broker. So I'm going to update you guys on how it looks on broker. But yeah, it's basically where my line is. Actually, it's slightly higher, man. Slightly higher. Little 5 minute resistance there. And above that should be a clean shot. We do have the previous 5, which could be a little bit of headache. This previous 5 here. But we'll deal with that once we get there. Wow, immediately reject as well. So this, when I see these immediately rejection and stuff like this, tells me I just want to stay out of the range, because it's just a lot of BS. So once we're outside of the range, should be alright. Gold is slowly progressing here. About to break the highs here to trigger that setup inside of the range. See how 5 minute looks. 5 minute creating now a thunderstorm as well. That does look nice. Very tempted to take this in the range here. To get to this high here. 13 pips break even. Is it worth it for 45 pips? I don't feel like it. That's my point. I feel like above here, if I get a close above this here, I could get like a 20 pip stop loss. I'll be outside of the range. To just fill this wick is already a 1-to-1. You see the difference? Just to fill the wick is a 1-to-1. Compared to now, where's a 1-to-1 if I break the highs? and take this setup here. Yeah, it is the same. So there's argument to be made, but the difference is we have to break through 2 levels of resistance. And if we get above that, we would have confirmed we broke to 2 levels of resistance. We need to break through the 30 and the 15, which are basically next to each other. It's just which one do I want to trade? Do I prefer a more aggressive option, or do I prefer just to be outside of the range? And honestly, when gold is inherently a little bit more bearish than bullish here, I rather be on the right side, you know? Take the more confirmation. Gonna be better. Do you trade NY session? I do trade NY session, yes. It's pretty tempting with 1 hour setup 1 as well. We do have this previous level here, so we do have a wick crossing it, so I'm not too worried, but it could react off there. That's really where that 30-minute is. So the big question is, you take this, but unfortunately you have to go break even at this 30. High chance you get tap break even, and if you don't go break even, then you risk just getting stuck in drawdown, which is not fun. Yo man, hello. GJ rejected here, very interesting. Is this back to normal? No, not yet. So that's why I'm getting bamboozled here by the charts, man. So we kind of want to see this, and then next candle close above with some 5-minute structure, which we're trying to create right now, and the next 1 minute could be possible. How are spreads on GJ today? Yeah, not bad. 0.4. How big are ranges though? Yeah, it will be fine in that range. Suggest book for price action. Best book for price action is called Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Enjoy that one. $2.4 spread, pretty high, man, pretty high. You're gonna enter at 2 pip drawdown, 2-3 pip drawdown. I know that one. Use that with my students who are younger for English. Yeah, I used to read it when I was a kid. There's no good books for price action, man. There's only good psychology books. Psychology books, they're worth a read, but for learning trading, not the best. Unless it's like a course book, right? Not just a price action book. So I'd say stick to psychology books. Best book for self-improvement. Wow, I don't think there's one best book. There's a lot. You have to read multiple books for self-improvement. So I recommend you a good book for self-improvement. Your Next 5 Moves is good. 10x Rule by Grant Cardone is good. What else should I give you? Basic book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad is good concept. Basic book, it's, you know. Making good bottom wick. Yeah, I mean, if you want to take that quick BE shot. Just depends how nasty it is in the range, right? Does it wick the high and then reject again? You know, you have to really remember we are really bearish higher time frame here. Every bullish, small bullish push we make, we're failing these days. Every. So why is this going to be the bottom to reverse? We're literally at, if anything, this is a bounce, if anything. But I do like the way this is pulling back. So if this does start to flip here, it could be interesting, yes. At least for a shot, right? See what we're looking like. Break of high. Stops here would be 40 what exactly? 33 pips. That's not bad, the 33 pip stops. At least up here, if we fill the wick, will be a 1-to-1. And after this liquidity grab here, if it flips and break the high, why does it have to come back again? I'd be surprised. So I do think that that's a shot now. Now that we're creating such a deep bottom wick here. I do really like that. Do you trade with levels? Yes. Do you get a trade daily? Some market conditions, I will get a trade daily. Some market conditions, I get 3 trades a week. If you were to average this year, before last month, I was averaging 4 trades a week, only in London. Now the average has gone down to 3 trades a week because London, we were having a bit of issues with the Middle East tensions. Alright, so this is now interesting pullback here. I was liking the flip, but we need to really consider how big stop loss is going to become. We can keep stop loss below this current candle here. But if it starts to become like 50, 60 pips here, I don't feel like it's worth it. This is what I was scared happening. Imagine you're in the first trade here, you took a break of this high. You're going to hold this because there's no reason to close. And this is what we call what? FU candle. And that's what I was worried about, these FU candles in the range. Doesn't mean that this doesn't continue up, right? This could just create support right now, continue up. But once we're out the range, if we see that FU candle come, we can be like, okay, this thing wants to fake out. You know? Do I use fair value gaps in your strategy? No, I'm not interested in filling people's gaps. So I don't use that. But I use something which could be... It's not similar. It's not similar. But it's along the same lines. Because you have to remember, all ICT concepts come from price action. So I use something called clean candle zones, which mean I only want to trade in areas that have clean candles. If they have clean candles, it's almost like a fair value gap, but it's like a fair value gap on steroids. It's a lot bigger. You can find a lot more room. You have more opportunity instead of looking for one specific thing. Do you think you're going to live stream for the next 6 years? It would be good. Why 6 years? That's my interest in. You know, why you choose 6 years? For unprofitable traders, do you think CS2 cases is better way to waste money? Recently, a guy spent, I think it was $10,000 on cases. And no, I think it's some ridiculous, like $50,000. He made back around $18,000. So it depends what you enjoy more. But they give the percent. It's not even a 1% chance to get a gold in a CS case. But we're gonna keep trying. I told her if I could fill her fair value gap, now she blocked you. I'm not surprised, man. It doesn't get worse. First of all, you're a simp, plus you trade ICT, and talking to her about fair value gaps. Like, how much worse can that get? I wouldn't only block, I would report. So you confirm you have low testosterone. Then you confirm, you know, yeah, it's a lot of things wrong there. I know, you're joking. But I have to use the opportunity. It's average years to make them 10 years for you live streaming here. I don't think I would enjoy to live stream unless the audience and stuff like that gets better, but I don't think I would enjoy to live stream for 10 years. I much rather develop into something bigger and better. I still have 5 cases. I never open one. Send me your cases. I'm opening cases. Send me your cases. 5 close below, no structure. Big wick here, I don't like. Exclusive trading, yeah, it's something bigger, something bigger. Yeah, I don't think risk to reward is not worth it. Why my emoji? If we took it on the flip here, what are we looking like? 23 for 21. How's 1 minute? Ooh, scary. 2 minutes for this. If this can close bullish, would be better. The problem is I want to go break of low. I don't want to go flip, but to get risk to reward we need to go flip. But I really want to go break of low. 29 for 15 is really not worth it. So what I'm gonna look for, which would be nice, is if this 5 can close bullish and then the next 5 can close below bearish, I can put stops above that. I can get a much quicker trade. Because we really want the confirmation of break of low, but that's not giving us risk to reward here. If we were bearish bias today, I would change my mind a bit. Like if everything was fully bearish and just be like, I will be more aggressive. But I think in that scenario, it's going to be a bit better. Maybe the second 5-minute candle closing bearish here as well. We could try that like this. If it closes deep, we'll just see how everything closes. It's mixed bias, depends on how your broker looks, because we opened on a gap. Hi, I think you could be a great podcaster. I appreciate that. I actually got invited on another podcast. New podcast opened up in Dubai. They wanted me on. They normally are interviewing entrepreneurs, but they wanted to interview me as a trader. They're a very new podcast. I said yes. Harry, serious question. What do you think? Oh, fuck's sake, man. You guys, the conversations you make me discuss, man, are absolutely crazy. The problem is, I do have something to say about that, but I don't want to open the topic. Don't want to open the topic, but I do have something to say about that. But I can't open the topic. Not now. Already we've had enough sus. It's good exposures, yeah, but they're small podcasts. I'm doing more help for them than they are helping for me. But it's good network and just to go help people like that. Plus, I enjoy a little conversation. You don't know who they meet or you don't know. See, this is the problem, right? Always shake someone's hand with respect because maybe they're not who you think they are today. Check them in 2-3 years. They might be huge, man, huge. But you flick them off because you had too much big ego to be like, ugh, it's not worth it for me. What does a conversation cost you, man, except time? Like, it's just good to have a conversation with people. So never miss these opportunities in life, you know? I'm sure people did it to me when I started, right? Who's this guy? This guy's nobody. I'm still here. I'm still pushing hard. I'm still doing my best. Open 200 cases, I got 2 knives, bro. Bro's full gambling, bro. What's going on, man? Shit, man. So was it profitable or not profitable? That's what I'm interested in. That's fun, man. You should have done it live, bro. I would have enjoyed opening 200 cases. I would have opened 100 case with you. Private my friends in Discord? Damn. How long did that take, though? We'll also have the 15-minute close if this 5-minute close is below here, the support. So we'll have the 15 close below and we have the 5 minutes. So I quite prefer that. We'll see how it goes. The only thing I fear is this turns into a setup 5 towards the upside. But hopefully it does that before the close, like we just flipped. Open and close are sus. Gaps are like that. DAX has unfortunately been like that recently. As we enter summer, it's not always, but it's happened in the past on DAX. If we look at 23, it happened in 2023. DAX entered a low volume period. We are kind of entering the same period, and these gaps are becoming normal. If you check your broker, you'll see all of these gaps, and this is just due to low liquidity. Right? You see the range is getting a bit smaller as well. Do you remember one time DAX ranges were like, this range here would be like 60 points, 70 points, 80 points. I lost my weekly profits last Friday on the bank holiday. It was painful. Yeah, I was really recommending a lot of people not to trade bank holiday. It's like you can get setups, but it's just you don't know the outcomes because it's not as a regular trading session. So that can impact you. All right, let's see if we can survive 2 minutes here. You know, even if it closes a little bit deeper here, it's not a problem because remember, stop loss is going to be reduced. We're looking like 12 pip stop loss, 14 pip target. Not pip, points, sorry, but you get the point. Harry, is it true? Even happened with me. Like people think this guy could have it, but I guess everyone has some special skills. Then one day they can be huge than you. You mean like someone becomes big? Yeah, any you know, whatever happens. You know, if they stay consistent. Like I've never had it. I never got big. I never got any shout outs, any big breakthroughs. I've just been a consistent grind for a long time, just sticking true to my values. But the difference is I've kind of built my way in more of a legitimate way instead of trying to chase hype and chase clout and fame. To chase clout and fame, you just need to flex. Now, I live in Dubai. It's not difficult for me to flex. I could simply make it look like I'm living, you know, super lavish lifestyle, but for me, that doesn't achieve anything for you. It just makes me look insane, and then you have to keep up with that. And then one time you look at yourself in your mirror, and then you ask yourself, am I truly doing this for myself? Anyways, let's have a look at this close here. It's trying to close below. Gonna be interested if it can close below. Now the question is, do I want to go break of this low or break of this low? What's the difference? 3 points. It is quite a difference in this type of scenario. I guess this will be dependent on top wick as well. All right, let's see if we can close with a bottom wick as well. So no bottom wick, no top wick yet, but we do have a bottom wick on 15, so I can trust that. I need a top wick on my broker here. Still no top wick on broker. Just trying to make one now. Yeah, now we're getting one through. So I'm gonna give this a short break of this low here. Stop loss going to be above the 5 minutes here. So about 14 point stop loss. For about 14 point target. Solid top wick now. Still not in. You can see right on the line I am. Still not triggered. Oh, I got slipped heavy there, man. Look at the slippage. I'm gonna close out here. I closed out with that slippage, man. That's very heavy slippage. I should have gone break even, but that was heavy, man. I got slipped like 6 pips. If you're not slipped, it's still valid. I did get slipped there. Fuck's sake, man. You saw my slippage. If you're not slipped, just go break even. It's a valid trade. This is a valid trade. I mean, not, you don't need to be break even if you're not slipped. Just go break even if you're slipped. I just made a quick decision and closed, you saw, but it's a valid trade here. Yeah, this should be able to hit TP. Fuck me, man. So just go break even. I should have gone break even. It would have been okay. I just panicked a bit. I just wanted to get out fast, but yeah, this should be able to hit TP here. Again, 0.8 from TP, that would be very interesting. I mean, just be at break even. That's the best thing right here, boys. Be at break even. You saw what happened. I literally showed it to you live. I can't control that slippage. Man, that's unlikely of IC as well, man, to do that much. Let's see where else slipped. Fuck, man, that's big. 2.5 points. As I said, I should have just gone break even. So yeah, just hold. At break even, I just panicked a bit because I actually didn't have the order ready. Anyways, that can happen. Hold runners to fill. Look, if you can take 1%, take 1%. Because you just want to secure your, start off your week strong, you know? Take the full 1%. It's your job, you know? Nice, that's TP hit. Sweet. Nice, man. Forever got 1-to-1. Beautiful. So that's the trade there that morning here. So sweet. Nice little trade. 14 points. Congrats to those who took it. Take it out. Don't be greedy. So yeah, that's the trade. It was a good idea. You saw what happened on my side. Nothing really you can do about that. I should have just moved break even on main. TP negative? Yeah, because of what's happened. Remember what's been happening? I mean, you could still be holding now, technically. Remember, don't... remember what's been... try secure, like 0.9 even. I'm still in? Yeah, I would say just be at break even. The best thing is to try secure where it hit that point there. But you should be fine here. Between stops and slippage and spread, yeah, but good you closed. I mean, the slippage is hard. Slippage is hard. This is really not in our control, man. Like, I'm doing everything right. Like, it's a great trade, but I really can't control slippage. Like, yeah, I mean, even I got impacted by it today. I got half out at 0.8R, the rest break even. Yeah, better than securing nothing. I mean, it's a weird one. Half got slipped, some guys didn't get slipped. Only slipped like 2 pips, not as bad as 6. There's a 15-minute, 30-minute support. Let's see. Yes, that is the one there, yeah. That's the one I had marked on my broker, actually. I'll show you for the guys. Who's still holding? I can talk you how to hold this. Yeah, you need this 1-minute structure here to hold. Problem is it tapped this 15. It tapped this 15. So we could reject this 15 pretty quick. That was the target there. I'll send in London session on... You guys can see London session, this, how perfect that execution was. Literally entry and exit perfect. Check in the group, guys, for my guys in the exclusive. See? But I see, screwed. Both are though, that's what's weird. Alright, watch 1 minute here for those holding. Okay. Consider closing potentially something here. Maybe 80. You know, just be paid today. Get paid today. Yep, there you go. That's why. If you want to try, leave some. But don't be greedy for that 1-to-1. We've been seeing these rejections. Yep, exactly. That's why. I saw that freaking coming, man. Look at that. Such typical DAX. So I really hope you listened to me there. Took something. And that's it. Gave you one more chance. It gave you one more chance to close something. Here, you might get one more chance, man. You might get one more chance. Don't be slow now. Just take something. Be paid today, guys. Be paid. Yes, it can fly down. Leave. Just take something. 80%. Be paid. Be paid. We've been sitting here this morning. Be paid. It's not a, especially what we've been seeing on DAX recently, it's not a bad idea. I know it's counterintuitive. It's not counterintuitive, but you know, feels like you can get more, and this thing could fly down here, no problems. But be paid. That's why I'm saying close 80. If you trust it to go down, then leave the rest to run. Anyways, what time did this trigger here? 31. I don't know even what to put there, man. Would have been like a 0.75, I think I would have got out of that position. How many points I made in this position? I made 2 points. Let's go, bro. Let's go, bro. DAX is buys all day. I think my sell idea was pretty good here. I don't really think DAX was buys all day. If you want to go against how I trade, that is totally fine. Follow your plan. But these sells have played out, and I'm quite happy with my analysis and position. I think it made total sense to take the sells, and that's the move that's been happening so far. So I agree with my position. You could be right. We could switch. But, you know, not yet. Not yet. I don't think we're ready for buys just yet. What is this? On the daily? Nah, man. You have to wait 14 hours, see how it closes in 14 hours. You can't plan it yet. It's too early to plan. You have to see how the daily closes. We're just beginning the day here. We don't know yet. We don't know yet. This is a good 15-minute close below here. Good 15-minute close below. Did anyone's broker reject the sell order as well? I feel like it's better to reject the order if it slips like that. I think it's safer, man. But it's not. It looked worse than it was. I should have just gone break even. But I was trying to manage. This is why I don't like dragging my screen like this, because I just want to be focused on one screen. Then I should have just dragged stop to break even. I would have actually got... I would have got actually out with... 0.4, something like that. What would be my ideal setup for buys? Probably on DAX buys now would be above here. Where's my line? Above here for buys. What's the best time to trade the indices? Seems like you're trading DAX before the session open. Yeah, you do get good things. Runners tap break even? They would. If you tried runners, then yes. That's why I wanted people to secure at least something, man. You have to get paid from this move. It's just unfortunate we're getting a bit of slippage here and stuff like that. What do you think about 15-minute sells? If you didn't take the 5-minute sells, no point of the 15. Now you're selling into a gap. Look at the rejection. So you probably want a 5-minute close below here. High chance this is actually going to close bullish. I do believe this is going to close bullish. What time you start trading indices like that? Show up to stream, brother. Show up to stream. Stop spamming chat and show up to stream. Then you'll learn. Anyways, leave a like on the stream for that analysis. It was a good trade. I was happy. I was happy with my plan analysis. Everything else was outside of my control. So there's, you know, for me it was clean. Clean trade. We'll see what gold does. Alright, where's the gap rejection you're talking about? I wasn't talking about any gap rejection. Harry, how's your Porsche? Do you get your tires twerked? What the fuck? What do you mean my tires twerked? Why would I twerk my tires? How do you even twerk a tire? Bro. What do you mean twerk a tire? Do I get my tires torqued? How do you torque a tire as well, man? You can't torque a tire. You can torque a rim, but not a tire. But why do I have to tweak it for the track? No, I'm trying to understand. You mean have I changed my tires? Or do you mean have I taken off my rims for some reason? I mean, yeah, you have to torque the tires. It has to be done in a specific way. 625 I think is the torque rating. 625 pounds is the torque rating for Porsche center lock reels. There's a specific way you have to do it. You first have to loosen the wheel on the ground and then remove it from a lift. And then you have to be very careful because you have carbon ceramic brakes. Very expensive brake systems. And if you pull off the rims are really wide, and you hit that brake, you're gonna chip it. That's I think each caliper costs $5,000 just for the, not the caliper, sorry, the disc. So you have to be, you know, you have to be very careful. I think Joe would have been nice if we just moved break even. We would have got 0.3, 0.4. It's better than nothing. That's what we have to realize. It pays. What do you drive for the daily? The Nissan? I drive the Porsche daily. I drive the Porsche daily. Center lock wheels, have you taken it to a road course track? Yeah, it's been on track. Yes, I panicked, but I totally agree. I did the same, bro. I've done the same. Just looking back, that's it. Just seeing if you agree with me. Happened to me on Friday. Yeah. What do you think about the Turbo S compared to your GT3? Turbo S is more refined. It's a car for like more daily use. It's super fast. It's you know, it's really, you know, something, whereas the GT3 is just a pure track focused car. You feel every bump in the road. You have mechanical noises. It's exactly what you want. So they're two different cars. One is track focused, one is just a classic 992. Did you drive the regular 911 before? How much of a difference it is? Massive difference. I mean, the handling on these cars is unbelievable, man. Like the way you can point the nose, I can't explain. Like I've been fortunate enough, you guys seen on my YouTube channel, McLarens, Ferraris, Lamborghinis. I've tried them, but nothing, and I repeat, nothing comes even close to the handling of a Porsche GT car. Nothing. I promise you, you point the nose, it goes. How confident you can take corners with, how much speed you can carry into corners is mind-boggling. Harry's like the Germans. I tell you one thing, man. Yeah, Porsche I love, bro. I'll tell you one thing. I never didn't like the Germans. No, build great cars from a young age. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Yeah, you can ask Joe about that. That's what he. STO rubbish, man. STO is shit. Shit car. For track and stuff, shit. Just a classic Lambo. Sounds amazing. You know, V10. It's great. But you put it on track, the handling is bad. Max score is about 550, but if I close that at that point, I'll get slippage 460. Yeah, so why didn't you close at your max point? Like at the lows there, because that's where that 550 would have been, right? At these lows. So what was holding you off from closing is my question. Not, obviously not at this low, but where I closed, somewhere around here. I did and kept 15. Okay, you wanted the runner. Yeah, so then you can't complain at only earning that much because you left a runner. How long have you been trading, and when did this trading thing hit me? It took me like 2 years for it to probably hit me, and then a year after that to finally get into a flow. So 3 years. 3 years it took me, and then 2 years I've been live streaming live. And so that's why, because it took me the 3rd year to prove I know what I'm doing, and then I only started coming on stream. Then I started building things, helping others, showing people a path that had worked for me. A lot of people don't do that, man. That's what I mean. I took a lot of time. You know, I was still posting content back then. I never sold a service until 2.5 years into trading, 3 years into trading. Why didn't you get the 991 GT3 RS? Because I don't finance a car. It's about $200,000 more for the RS. Plus, I wanted the GT3 before the RS because you won't look. For someone who's addicted to cars, a lot of people buy cars and don't know shit about them. They're just influencers. Okay? You have to understand, to a GT3 is a masterpiece, and to get its potential out of it, especially in RS on track, you need to know what the fuck you're doing. Like, most people will never be able to get the full potential out of those cars. They're just hobbyist drivers. So you should take a GT3 platform, experience that, get good on that, and then you really appreciate what the RS is capable of. You know, and this is first of all, it saves cost. I have investments. I'm not putting all my money into cars, right? I bought real estate. I bought into the stock market. So honestly, it was not in my budget to go and spend another 200 grand, because I don't want to make stupid investments, right? I don't want to just spend money for the sake of spending money. So that's just the reason why. And secondly, I wanted to appreciate the last reason. I know it's a weird reason, but I didn't know. My plan was to daily the GT3, and I wanted to be sure that I could daily it. And the GT3 RS has no front bonnet. It has no front bonnet, so in the front I can keep my bags. I can put all types of shit in there. Shopping. You bought your cars with FX money? No, I didn't buy my cars with all FX money. I bought it from crypto, FX, and then as well as investments that I had from a few stocks in the beginning, sold those off. That's the majority of that. But not completely handled off FX cash. Soon is my plan. But I know most people will tell you that they bought it societally off FX, but most likely they bought it from their services as well. It's not true, but without FX, no. It's not possible to happen. But that's the reason you build multiple sources of income, is so you can do that. You said you can't finance. Why not? I just didn't want to pick up a finance package. I would be paying about 4 or 5%. It's a bit of waste of money. And I feel like it pushes me. Like, for me, finance is a bit of a cheat code. Like, yeah, I don't disagree with finance, but it pushes me to afford a more expensive car that I want to earn more. So I kind of have a rule, you know, about when I can afford something and when I can't. Let's have a look at what gold is doing right now. So still stuck in the range. This is my point. I wanted to stay out of this range. Can't use it as a tax write-off? No, you can't use it as a tax write-off. Plus, I live in Dubai, so I have no tax. If you can buy it 3 times, it's affordable. I'll tell you my rule for finance. If you can afford it cash comfortably, you can finance it. That's my rule for finance. So first afford it cash, and then, but listen guys, I put a lot of money into real estate. Like, I know a lot of these gurus online say that they're making 20, 30, 40 million, you know, and you don't see where's their assets. Like, for me, if you come and see me and question where's your money, Harry, I can show you assets. I can show you real estate. I can show you investment portfolios. I can show you trusts that I've invested in. I can show you saving packages that I've invested in. And then I can show you the fun stuff. I can show you lifestyle cars, modification on cars and stuff like that. Whereas other people would be mostly just cars. Show me your money. Here's my house that I pay X rent for, and here's my cars. Right? So you really need to build that stuff and take advantage of that at a young age. This trade you took here respected that level as a watch, so you can go break even as that. There's a wick crossing through it, so it makes it less likely. Popped up, rejected that. What time frame is this? 15. So you took the 15 close above. Stop loss placement is perfect here. Break of high. Oh, you kept the buy stop valid because of this weird candle. Yeah, that's a weird candle. I want to see how it looked on 5. This is 1 minute or 5? This is 1 minute, I think. You have 5 minutes? It's a weird candle that, but Let's see if you could have managed at break even. Bounced off your entry after that and then failed. Yeah, I think you out 1 pip below. Wow, great management, man. Well done. Amazing. Great management. You did perfect here. It's exactly how you wanted to manage this. This is great management. Nothing better you could have done. Like, to go aggressively break even is tough. I was about to say close at this 1 minute candle close below or the next one, but you did that already, so perfect from my side. You know, I won't really change much about that. Why haven't you bought a fancy apartment or house? I always rent a house, and where I live is actually, I'm very blessed. I don't live in an apartment. I live in a house. So, what's the rent? Sorry, man, I can't share that. I don't want to share that. All good, all good. Like, I'm comfortable, man. If you guys, I know I don't show it much, but you can hear there's like trees around me and stuff like that. 5K per month. It's decent rent, man. Like, I'm very happy. I'm very happy. To have a villa in Dubai is a big achievement. It's like where you want to be, man. You know? They're not cheap. They're not cheap. For me, I don't like apartments. I don't like living in the city as well. Too many buildings around. I have a lot of trees around me. Have kids? Yeah, not now. Have you done any lifestyle vlogs recently? I'm actually filming one. I'm gonna start a new channel about just showing you how I grow businesses and stuff like that, plus lifestyle. And then soon there'll be a lifestyle vlog coming to the Tradesharpe channel as well. But they don't do too well. I've really made this channel fully focused on education. You can see like my day in the lives don't do very well in terms of views. Like here, another short week in the life. So that's why I'm creating a separate channel for people to enjoy that from there. Trees are lame, man. Buildings are better. On a real scale, Dubai has very bad air quality. Very bad air quality. So I want to try live in an environment where I can somewhat improve that. DAX buys can even play out now, boys. We had London open here. If this can close bearish, next one close above, you have a buy option as well. The less people near you, the better. Look, I'm about 15 minutes from, I'm 12 minutes from Burj Khalifa. I'm 17 minutes from Marina. I'm 3 minutes from the beach. What would be the rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in decent neighborhood in Dubai? Decent neighborhood. Per year, you'd be looking at around $30,000. For a very decent neighborhood. But you know, there's decent neighborhoods, but they're a little bit further. So if you have a car, you can push that down to about 60,000 dirhams, which is around almost half. So you're looking at around $17,000 a year. Living in Dubai is just unbearably hot. Yes, you have to go AC to AC. A year? Yes, a year. But we're talking about a very nice neighborhood, huh? We're not talking about Otherwise, it would be about $17,000 a year for a regular neighborhood. And it's a nice neighborhood, it's just further away from the city. How's the traffic there? It's getting worse, but they're fixing it. Like, listen, in the summer, it's not bad. You just go from AC to AC. Is that rent or buying? That's renting. You want to rent here, guys. You buy and you rent out. So this is what I had done. I bought townhouse. I rent that townhouse house. Well, soon I will. And then that income will pay for wherever I live. Especially when you have an asset that appreciates. If you can do that with 10 properties, you're cooking, man. See what gold is doing here, slowly making its way towards the downside. Remember how I said I'm super bearish today? Not today, but overall general in gold. This is why. Now sells below here are actually an option if you can get some structure. So let's bring back a line. If you're smart, you stay in a cheaper place. Yeah, all of these guys who just flex, like, you don't need a big place. You don't need a big place. You can make passive income over that. Do you do a booking or monthly family rent? You can pay, it depends. You can pay in like quarterly. Some people allow you to pay monthly and some people demand for 2 checks. Depends on the landlord. So it depends on the landlord. They will either, these days they most likely do quarterly. So you pay 4 checks. Do you get a UAE passport if you buy a villa? Nope. You do not get a UAE passport for anything. Unless you're like someone special. It's rough in third world country. When I hear stuff like this, it's rough as well. I mean, you still have to, like, people think it's easy here as well. It's just you need to know your way around. Like, many people are gonna get screwed here. I know this, but if you came here without me telling you this stuff, you're gonna be full screwed. It's just because I grew up here. Like, I know how you can do things, but people are gonna play with you here, you know? You're gonna be absolutely wrecked. It's just, I'm telling you the real information. But I know people who pay for... Here, I'll tell you something weird. I know someone who pays for just a bed in a shared apartment. So it's a 2-bedroom apartment shared. And they pay just for a bed. $1,100 for a bed per month. So you just have to know your way around. How did you stay in a studio apartment? Nope, I'm not in an apartment. I am in a villa. Look at DAX here pushing. Close in about 3 minutes. Bit deep close, unfortunately, for the buys. If you were looking for the buys, it's closing a bit deep here. Could get a wick fill. See what 15 is saying. In my country, rent average is 1,000 AED. Yeah, you can find that, but you're looking at the labor camps here. You know, big big part of the population here are labor workers, right? I told you they work on, their salary is 1,000 dirhams a month. 12-hour shifts. I told you last time how they operate. Do you need documents like some sort of trading license if you move there? Yeah, you need a license to be able to get a visa to move here. So you need to open a business or work for a company. If you work for a company, they will give you a visa. 1,000 per month and 12 hours work. Yeah, but they also live 2 hours away from their office, so they have to go really far. 1,000 is crazy. Is that legal in Dubai? It is legal. There's no minimum wage here. But they get accommodation and food, but even so, it's very harsh. How what? So they're there temporarily and just return? No, they go to work. So for example, cleaner, right? The cleaners in my gym, they will have to leave at like 5 a.m. No, they have to leave at 4:30 a.m. from their complex to reach the gym by 6, and they'll finish at 6 p.m. and reach their home by about 9, 8:45, 9 if it's really bad traffic, because they live very far. And then they repeat that cycle. So by 9 o'clock, you know, you have to be up again by 4 o'clock again. It's a harsh cycle, man. And you do all of that for a month. You get 1 day off a week. You get paid $1,000. $280. Yeah, look, DAX pushing up here right now, coming close to the 1 hour. So you would need to see bearish and then a bullish candle here. Just close below, actually on broker close above this 5-minute resistance. On broker it's above the 5-minute resistance. I mean, you could rip it like this, but it's just a big stop. It's a big stop, not worth it in my opinion. Completely not worth it. So you have to wait for structure. I want to mark the 1 hour on broker. Hey, there's no 1 hour on broker. That's super weird. This one has a 1 hour. This is fake. Bearish bias depends on your broker. But yeah, essentially it is bearish bias. This one shows a little bit different, the broker we're on right now. But yeah, it is essentially bearish bias. That's why we looked at the sells in the beginning. If you're wondering about sells, you could sell back inside the range. Keep that in mind, huh? Keep that in mind. Yeah, gold is ranging. Remember what I said today, stay outside the range. That's why I told you today to stay outside the range. Gonna chop a lot of people up, you know? A lot of people in here trying to take sells. And then if they're not moving to break even or not managing their trades, they're gonna be in big trouble. Right? You're gonna be in big trouble if we do that. How to get a living visa in Dubai to live in Dubai? How are you gonna get it? UAE citizenship or just visa? You never get a what's this called, a citizenship. You only get the visa, and visa is by working for a company or owning a company, one or the other. Pairs are just boring today? No, today was fine. There was a beautiful trade on DAX. This was a great trade, just a little bit of slippage, but as a trade setup, we can't control that, guys. We can't control. We have to be, this was a clean setup. Exactly what I wanted to happen happened. I said I wanted the 5 minute to close bullish, next 5 minute to close bearish below, and that's what happened. Right? I mean, nothing bad about today's session. It was a great session. Good trade, good plan. What I said, close below. I didn't enter on this 5. I wanted to see price close bullish, next 5 minute close below, and that was the entry. If you got slipped there, how can we control that? We're here to follow a plan. We followed the plan and it won. If you were backtesting this just on rewind, you would count that as a win. So just because it got slipped is a technical problem, not something wrong with you as a trader. The way you manage that is also another thing, you know. Talking about gold GJGU, yeah, gold has been boring. Gold has been boring. So for the sells on DAX here, I don't like this stop loss. Look at this, 39. So you want the second, plus I want something below this. So the second 5 minute candle closing below is going to be better. Yeah. Anyhow, good trade today, guys. Good plan. I'm going to hop off stream and trade with the guys in the exclusive. Looking forward to the rest of this month, seeing the guys and their progress. See if we can pass some more challenges. Good start off to this week. Nice clean price action in terms of how setups were forming. So I'm happy to see that. Despite all of the tensions we've had, and hopefully that doesn't escalate, but overall hopefully we can just see some more volume. The reason that slippage is happening is because of a lack of liquidity, so hopefully we see that come back. Hopefully gold breaks out of the range today, and then tomorrow we can start to trade gold. And then on top of that, GJ was also boring today, but pushed pre-session, so we kept safe. DAX was the option today, and we took DAX. I wouldn't change anything. If I could change something, would be basically just to not be slipped, obviously. So that's a luxury though. My job as a trader is to follow through with the plan. If this closes below, I might be interested in sells, or depending how it closes. If we start to just chop in here, it's gonna be game over. Thanks for showing up. Leave a like on the stream before you leave. At least 150 likes for the trade ideas and stuff like that. That's it. Clean, simple. Appreciate you all. Take care. Trade sharp, and hopefully catch you guys very, very soon. All right. Peace. Cheers, guys. Take care.